Hey guys, this is Nate from Leber Design and Print. We're going to start some new videos here for 2020 that I think will maybe help some people out and maybe it won't. So take it all with a grain of salt, but we're going to show you some of the different products that are out in the industry, and we're basically going to review them. And what we want to try and do is eliminate a lot of people asking how to use a product and what a particular product is and how it works. And then to also get some feedback on these products with them coming from someone that is industry experienced, but more important than that, is not paid by a company, or more importantly, a paid salesman or a sales rep or anything like that. Like these reviews and when we talk about these products are completely third party. So we're going to start utilizing some different products we have, and we'll be doing little quick videos on how to use the products, how we use them daily, and also, more importantly, how they work. And we'll give them some gradings. So a quick background on me, if you don't know me and you're like, what the heck does this guy know? Well, I'm a guy like anybody else, so I only know so much. So it's not that I'm infallible, but I have a little bit of experience at this point. I've been within the screen printing and textile apparel industry for about, this will be the beginning of my 11th year now. And I started at one of the largest spiritware companies in the United States that was also the sister company to the largest tie-dyer in the U.S. So I cut my teeth there, and that was a very large shop and had well over 100 employees and close to 100,000 square feet. Very, very large shop, and I got moved around there quite a bit and got to learn all kinds of things from manual printing, auto printing, vinyl cutting, heat press, inventory, all this, everything you could imagine in a screen room. And then I started doing lower level management of teams and started cutting my teeth in those areas at that company as well. And so I was there for, a little over 4 years. And then after that, a recruiter called me and I accepted a job at another large contract print shop. And there we basically, we ran massive quantities of contract goods for high-end fashion retail brands there. And I managed that company for 5 years and had a ton of direct reports under me, and really got to understand management and leadership of large teams and really understand the high end and the intricacies of contract printing and how that works. So in the 5 years I was there, every year we averaged a little over 1 million impressions per year. And then we also worked for some of the highest level brands in the United States. So some of the brands I've printed for include Abercrombie & Fitch, Hollister, American Eagle. I've worked with Under Armour. Who else? Pink, Express. I'm sure there's a bunch more that I'm not even thinking of right now, but basically all the brands you see in the mall. And so we had to do the really hard techniques, and not only did we have to do the really hard techniques, we had to do them for long runs, and they had to be consistent. And it was pure contract printing. It was fast and challenging. And then from there, I started my own company, and my company has now been around for 3 years, and we're a little bit smaller, and we work with smaller fashion brands and do more boutiques and higher end small runs, things of that nature. So that's my background. If you don't know anything about me, take it for what it's worth. I've been around a little bit and seen a lot of shirts, but certainly not the greatest or the best or know the most of anyone. So so when we're going to look at a product, there's going to basically be two things that we are going to grade them on. The first one is just going to be the performance of the product. And one thing I'm not going to be grading on at all, unless it's just like astronomical and through the roof, is cost of the product. I really, for the most part, when it comes to consumables in screen printing, the cost is very negligible. It doesn't matter. It's not that big of a deal for the most part. What matters more is performance. So if something's super expensive, or super cheap, I should say, and it doesn't work, but something's super expensive and it works, well, which one really matters more? Of course, the performance one does. You want it to work. So the first thing I'm going to be grading on is how well any given product performs. Like, does it work well? Does it do what it should be? Or does it fail? that's the other side of it. Does it just completely fail and doesn't pass the test? And so we're basically going to be kind of looking at things like that in the level of if it's got like an A grade, that's going to be like the best product I've ever used in this category. It's the best. If it's going to get like a B grade, it means it's still a very good professional grade product. It just isn't the best I've ever seen, but it's very good, and many shops could use it for themselves in their circumstances. A C grade I would consider a product that is good, but maybe not great for shops that are actually built to be ran as a business and be efficient and be quick. So it's not that maybe the product's bad, but it's not necessarily going to be for a business-minded shop. It's going to be for a hobbyist or somebody who's doing something as a side hustle. Doesn't mean it's bad. D grade would be something like it's just not good. It doesn't work. It very marginally works, but not well, and that's what it is. And then a failed grade would mean the product just flat out doesn't work. It doesn't do what it claims to do or what it's supposed to be for. So very few of any of the products we come across are going to be in the D's and F's at all. Some C's, and I would, for the most part, most of them are probably going to be A's, B's, and C's. So that's what we're grading on. The first thing is performance. The next thing, and this is where I almost feel is more important in some ways, is going to be how easy is it to use or how trainable is a product to use. Because I think that's as much, if not more important than the performance of a product. And I'm going to try and explain this. So I've led fairly large teams and managed a lot of people. When you're training other people, you have to give them something that they understand and then they can use and repeat over and over again. There are plenty of print gurus out there and people that understand every nuance of printing and can take practically any chemical or product and understand how it's going to react. And because they're really smart and they're really deep into this industry and they understand how it's going to work, they can utilize it well. That does not mean, and if you've managed many people, you will 100% understand where I'm coming from. That does not mean that you can take an hourly employee and quickly show them how to use it and that they'll understand how to use it and that it's going to be easy for them and that more importantly that it's repeatable. So oftentimes there were products that I would use that, because I understood all the nuances of it and I understood it was really touchy and had these really fine intricacies, yeah, I could use it and it worked fine. But when you're running millions of prints, you can't do it all yourself. You've got to be able to train your employees to do it, and they've got to be able to do it, and they've got to be able to understand how it works quickly, and they've got to be able to use it efficiently and quickly all the time, every time. That's how you scale a business, is by bringing other people in and giving them more and more so you as a company can do more. So that's the second thing I'm going to be grading is how easy is it for essentially an hourly employee to use. Or ease of use. So those are the two things we'll be grading on, and we're going to start with a couple things we have here that people have asked me to review or make videos on already, and then we'll start taking your comments or suggestions if you're an industry supplier and you just want some feedback from a third-party place on how well your product works. Send us something. If you're just a screen printer, you're starting out in screen printing, you're like, hey, I'm getting 16 different samples of ER. Which one should I use and why, and how do you use this? Cool. Shoot us a message or a DM with that too, saying, hey, could you do a review on this product or whatever? And we can go over some of that and basically just give our feedback on what works for us and what we think works well. And you guys can hopefully get some good out of it and use it from there. So you'll be seeing some of these videos come up. Talk to you guys later.